The MCU is finally back. This D23 had the best announcements news from Marvel Studios in such a long time. It hasn't been until this year, with the release of Spider-Man Brand New Day, and then the Doomsday trailer, and then announcements like this, where I am finally feeling Marvel hype again. I hadn't been feeling it properly for quite a while. We all know about the circumstances of the MCU in the last few years. When I was younger, I used to be crazy about the MCU all the time, but just growing up in the last few years, I've just kind of lost my hype a little bit. But now it's back. It really is, because now they're doing stuff that is worth it. Admittedly, they are doing a lot to try and win over the audience desperately, a lot of fan service, but they are also prioritizing quality over quantity. And of course, we finally got the announcement of the X-Men movie and the cast so far. This X-Men movie is going to be a big deal because it's going to have to do a lot. But it's in the hands of Jake Schreier, and after what he did with Thunderbolts, I trust he's going to make a great movie. The cast that we've got, of course, Sadie Sink as Jean Grey. After seeing her in Brand New Day, I know that she is perfect. Kit Connor as Cyclops. I've never heard of him before, but he looks like he could fit the role. Indy Navarrete as Rogue. I am not at all surprised that after her breakout movie this year that she's so quickly gotten into a franchise like this. Indy and I are actually the exact same age. Even though she doesn't really 100% look like Rogue from the comics, I'm sure they can make her fit the role. And it's not going to be hard to top the previous portrayal of Rogue by Anna Paquin, because that character wasn't well done. Samara Weaving as Emma Frost. This is by far the most perfect casting so far. Just look at her. She is Emma Frost. And I'm glad to see an Aussie in the cast. And she's also Hugo Weaving's niece, so that's pretty cool. I wonder if they're going to do her as a hero or a villain. Maya Boyd as Storm. She definitely looks like he can fit the role. Christopher Abbott as Professor X. I've also never heard of him, so I don't really have a lot of thoughts on this casting, but they have obviously seen something in him. And the most surprising one is Adam Driver as Mr. Sinister. It's well known that Adam Driver has passed on a lot of Marvel roles before, but now we've finally got him. And he's a villain that we haven't seen in the X-Men movies before, Mr. Sinister. So I'm really hyped about that. Now, Kevin Feige said that there are going to be more X-Men cast announcements. I really hope that they announce Beast, Kitty Pryde, Colossus, Iceman, and Magneto. Yes, Mr. Sinister is going to be the villain of this movie, but I want them to set up Magneto. Now, the old X-Men movies, they helped forge comic book movies into what they are now. A lot of them weren't good, some of them were really good, but the problem was that the filmmakers helming those Fox movies just didn't understand the X-Men. It wasn't until Deadpool that we finally had a filmmaker who understood the characters. Fox just never looked at the source material. Now, those movies gave us some amazing portrayals, some legendary perfect castings. Hugh Jackman, Ryan Reynolds, Patrick Stewart, Ian McKellen. Those cannot be topped. But every other character, it is going to be pretty easy to top. And that's what this cast is already doing. This film has the advantage of being helmed by Marvel Studios, meaning that it's going to be much more comic accurate from the very start. And also a younger cast. They're going with a younger cast to launch this new franchise. And they're also straying away from A-list names. Having a younger cast means that these characters again can be portrayed more accurately and we can spend more time with them. And also the X-Men, they all attend Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters. So tonally there's a lot they can do with that aspect of the story. But because there have been so many X-Men movies, and then there was Deadpool and Wolverine, and then the X-Men are appearing again in Avengers Doomsday, this movie and its sequels are going to have to do something different. Honestly, when it was announced that the original X-Men cast were going to be in Avengers Doomsday, I wasn't the biggest fan of it because I had in my mind that they were going to be doing an X-Men reboot. So bringing back the old original X-Men again, after the event that was Deadpool and Wolverine, just doing that again, I felt like it was just giving us too much of the Fox X-Men again. And not giving us enough breathing room in between the old X-Men and the new X-Men, making that new X-Men feel a little less special. We just need more breathing time and more, for lack of a better term, deprivation of the X-Men. I will have to watch Doomsday to know whether or not we're getting too much X-Men. But is there such a thing as too much X-Men? And when it comes to characters like Professor X or Magneto, them doing a younger cast means that those characters can't be portrayed in the traditional way. And we did get a traditional portrayal of them in the old movies. Also, the foundations of the MCU are completely different than what the other X-Men movies were. in the MCU 616 universe, as seen with Miss Marvel, Namor, and then Jean Grey in Brand New Day, mutants are only just starting to exist in this universe. So that is already one distinction that this film can run with. Explore the cause of mutations all of a sudden. Go out into the world and recruit new mutants to be the X-Men. And I'm glad that right off the bat they're doing a villain that we haven't seen done before, Mr. Sinister. The X-Men has so much material. There's a statistic that if the X-Men were its own comic company separate from Marvel, it would be like the third biggest comic company behind Marvel and DC. So there are still plenty of story arcs that they can do in this franchise that Fox didn't do. I mean, Fox didn't actually do that many. I mean, they tried to do Dark Phoenix twice and failed. Now, even though Marvel Studios would nail the Phoenix saga, just for that reason with Fox, I don't think they should try doing it again. There are other paths that you can send Jean Grey down. Fox did do Days of Future Past well though, so I don't think they should do that arc either. One thing that they should do again is Apocalypse, because the Apocalypse movie and the portrayal of the character was bad. I'm just going to say some rapid fire ideas for what they could do with the X-Men now. Send them on a journey to the Savage Land. Do the Hellfire Club again. Do a proper X-Force. Do a comic accurate version of the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. Do Magneto on Genosha. Do the Purifiers. Do Madeline Pryor. And undoubtedly, Marvel Studios are going to take a lot of inspiration from the X-Men 90s series. So the possibilities are endless. One big question though is that, are they going to do a new Wolverine in this new franchise? I think that they should, but not right away. Fox focused on Wolverine over everyone else. Now, I think that Wolverine is the best X-Men character, but he's had his time to shine. All the other characters are great. Give them the spotlight. Having Hugh come back as Wolverine and Deadpool and Wolverine was amazing, but he can't play Wolverine forever. He's not getting any younger. But yeah, I could not be happier with this X-Men announcement. I'm most excited to see Indy as Rogue, Samara as Emma, and Adam as Mr. Sinister. So what did you think of this X-Men movie announcement? Are you happy with this cast? What other characters do you want to see announced for this film? And what do you think they should do in this new X-Men franchise? Let me know in the comments below, and may the Force be with you.